Hi there, this is Andy, the Suffolk Audiophile. Not been around for a few weeks, been away on holiday for 2 weeks in Turkey and brought a friend back with me, COVID. So I've been feeling a little bit under the weather the last week since I've been back, but leading up to me going away on holiday, I did buy some records, and while I was laying on my sun lounger in Turkey, I was hitting Discogs. So that's what this is about. This is about some new vinyl purchases. If I sneeze, I do apologise. I will be sneezing quite a bit. I'll try and edit those out if they're obtrusive. But let's crack on with this. This is a vinyl finds. Right, so leading up to me going away, I was visiting some of the charity shops in the Oakley area where I live, and I've got a couple of releases from these charity shops. The first one, it was, I bought it for one track really, and that's this, Hulse, The Planets, by Sir Adrian Boult and the New Philharmonia Orchestra. This is a second pressing from about 1967 or thereabouts. I think it was originally released, yeah, 67, so this is a second pressing from 67 or early 68. I bought it really for Mars. We all know that. We all know the Mars piece. But The Planets is a great thing. This cost me £1. That's why I bought it. £1, and it is in immaculate condition. It's really in good nick. So it was a no-brainer. So the following week I went down to a different charity shop where I live, and I come across this record. With all of the resurgence in interest with ABBA, I bought this. This is a double album. This is the singles collection. This cost me £1, and this has hardly been played. Each record is in immaculate condition. It's on the Epic label. It's a first pressing. And I think it's a good thing to have. You know, I'm not a massive ABBA fan by any stretch of the imagination. My wife loves them. But this is, you know, it ticks all the boxes. It's got all their hits on it, and that's all you want. All you want really. You don't really want to collect, unless you're an ABBA fan. You're not going to want all of the individual records, maybe, you know. But this is a good album, and it's in excellent condition. Double album, couldn't be better. Right, so I bought this next record. I bought while I was in Turkey, and it obviously arrived while I was on holiday. This is going to be going towards a new shootout video that I've got planned for the near future. Closer by Joy Division. This is the Frank Arkwright repress. This is on the limited edition crystal clear vinyl. The vinyl on this, actually when you put it on the turntable, that's my eyes in. It's really, it's crystal clear. Excuse me. Damned COVID. Right, so yeah, 40th anniversary pressing of Closer. Really does sound good actually, but I need to compare it to the first pressing that I have. And I also need to buy, I'm going to be buying an either mid-80s repress, or I may buy a 2007 US Rhino cut. I don't know yet. I need to see what my funds allow. So, Closer, Joy Division, excellent. I then went on a bit of a Genesis thing. I'm in the middle of sort of recollecting some of my old Genesis records. I do like some of the Phil Collins era Genesis. The early stuff, Trick of the Tail, was excellent, and the you know, all of their stuff leading up to and including sort of Abacab, I really liked. This I got from Discogs. This is the first pressing, and then there were 3. This is the first album they done after Steve Hackett left. So this came after Wind and Wuthering. This is got Follow You, Follow Me on it, Many Too Many, Deep in the Motherlode, Scenes from the Night Stream. Again, this arrived in pristine condition, absolutely immaculate, really well looked after. I think some of these records have been sonically cleaned before they were sent out. But yeah, that's a first pressing of And Then There Were Three, and at the same time, I think it was off the same seller on eBay, Discogs. I've got the Genesis album, self-titled. This has got, I call it the Mama album. It's got Mama on it. Yeah, that's not a bad album. It's not their strongest album, I don't think, but it's worth it for Mama alone. It's a really good, and again, this is in really good nick. This is, albeit a little bit dusty. I've not actually played this yet, but it needs a clean. But yeah, so that's two more for the Genesis collection, just because really. Right, this next artist I was turned on to from watching the Reacher series on Amazon Prime. Jack Reacher, obviously the hero of the Lee Child books. I've read all the books, all of them. They're excellent. I love them. So when they put Reacher on Amazon Prime, it was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to watch it. The music in Reacher is excellent, and the vast majority of it is blues and old vintage blues music. There are a few contemporary songs in the album, in the show. One of them by Charles Bradley. Now, the track they use in the series off of this is Ain't It a Sin. Now, this guy, if you don't know about him, he's no longer with us now, but he got into music late in life. Well, he made it big late in life. He was always a musician. He was a bit of a James Brown impersonator back in America, but then someone spotted him and thought he had potential as a standalone artist, so he ended up getting signed. He released a few records. I think this is his second album. Charles Bradley, Changes. He does a really good cover version of Black Sabbath's Changes on this. If you like James Brown and 60s and 70s soul and funk, you will love this record. Ain't It a Sin is just fantastic. It's used in the Reacher series when Jack Reacher's gone to a shop to buy loads of supplies, and as he's walking through the shop, you hear this song kicking in, and it's just, I sat there and I thought, who's this? So I checked it out, found out who it was, bought the album, and I've listened to this whole album 2 or 3 times through since I've been back from Turkey. It's a cracking album. He's got such a good voice. Is he a poor man's James Brown? Yeah, he possibly is. Yeah, he sounds just like James Brown in places, but he's his own artist as well, I think, and he needs to be given credit where it's due. Charles Bradley, check him out if you haven't heard him before. Really good, very contemporary, vintage sounding artist. Good musicians behind him as well, excellent. So now we come up to the last record in my purchase, which I was in Turkey, and it's for one of George Harrison's, not one of his best albums, but I like it. This has got, this is his self-titled George Harrison album. This was released in 1978, I believe, 79, sorry, apologies. This came out in 1979. This has got the song Faster on it, which he wrote for Niki Lauda and Jackie Stewart. He was famously, George Harrison was famously a massive Formula 1 fan. And, you know, this album is actually really good. Again, this is on the Dark Horse label, George Harrison's Dark Horse record label. This came in immaculate condition. It's got the single on it. There was a couple of singles off of this. Faster was one of them, and Blow Away was another single. It's actually also quite special because this features his solo version of Not Guilty, which is a track that he wrote for the Beatles' White Album, but they actually recorded it for the White Album, and it was at the last minute vetoed for the White Album, so it never saw a Beatles release. Roll forward to '79, and George re-records it for this album, Not Guilty, and the Beatles version eventually in 1994 was released as part of the Beatles anthology, so it did get a release eventually, but this has got the first official release of Not Guilty on it, which was originally recorded by the Beatles but unreleased. Alright, so that's George Harrison's self-titled. It's a great little album. George Harrison's a brilliant songwriter, and he was sort of underrated. He went under the radar during the 70s because of Macartney was flying high with Wings, and Lennon was doing his own thing. He sort of George Harrison went a little bit out of favour, I think, in the mid to late 70s. Sort of went under the radar until he, released "Got My Mind Set on You." That really put him back on the map in the early 80s. But yeah, George Harrison's self-titled. And that is it for this week. Next video I'm going to be doing is a Pink Floyd video. I've got another shootout video I'm working on. I've more or less finished the plan for that, and finished my research for that. I'm probably going to do that next week. That is going to be a Pink Floyd shootout video. So if you like the channel, click like and subscribe. Do the usual, it all helps the channel grow. I really enjoy doing these videos. Confidence is growing week by week. I'm sort of ironing out some of the little issues I've got with the filming side of things. I still need to sort out the audio. I'm aware of that. I'm going to get myself a few bits and pieces to sort of make those elements of the videos better. But if you like the content, I've got some great stuff coming up in the future. Click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Till next time.